Now we have this report, and as you see, smoke rising in the distance, quite a lot of it. A report of a Malaysian Airlines Boeing 777. This is a twin-aisle jumbo jet carrying almost 300 people, having crashed in Ukraine near the Russian border, right where Russia and Ukraine have been skirmishing now for many months. A number of anti-aircraft missiles fired in that region over the week. And now we have this report of this Malaysian civilian plane with 295 passengers on board having crashed near that border region. Now, this aircraft was flying from Amsterdam to Kuala Lumpur in Malaysia. So one would presume that over Ukraine, it would have been flying at altitude. There is no reason, very, very rare, that an aircraft would fall from its cruising altitude and crash, an extremely rare event. Most aircraft accidents occur on takeoff and landing, of course. So the Ukrainians are claiming that a missile fired by Ukrainian separatists hit the aircraft and caused it to crash. 280 passengers, we are told, 15 crew members, a Boeing 777 en route from Amsterdam to Kuala Lumpur. It's Malaysia Airlines Flight 17. Bob, are you still with us in Washington as we watch these images now of the aircraft, apparently home video shot there of smoke rising in the distance?
Yes, Scott, you make a very important point. People need to understand here that this airplane's last known altitude radar position, as far as we can tell, was about 33,000 feet. That's in what you described, Scott, accurately as the cruise altitude part of the flight. It's the safest part of the flight. If pilots can take a breath, that's when they do. Everything is fairly automated. It's a routine part of the flight. Very, very safe. It's extremely rare for an aircraft to come down from altitude, and when one does come down, it's usually the result of an external force like a bomb or a missile. So these reports of a shoot-down, while we cannot independently confirm them, make some sense in terms of the scenario that we see playing out here, because it's almost inconceivable to come up with a mechanical scenario that would fit the facts with that airplane crashing from that safe phase of flight. So we know, Scott, that the U.S. government is picking up the bits and pieces of information, much like we are. Both the National Security Council is monitoring, along with the CIA, law enforcement, all the intel agencies are scrambling now to take a look at this, trying to get a better understanding. And as soon as we get some kind of U.S. guidance, we'll certainly bring that forward, because until now, we're relying on things like Interfax reports and the Twitter sphere, and also some Ukrainian officials who have put out unconfirmed reports.
And of course, this kind of tragedy, Bob, has happened before. We all recall when a Russian fighter jet shot down a Korean Airlines commercial aircraft quite some years ago, back in the 1980s. And of course, the USS Vincennes, a Aegis-class cruiser serving in the Persian Gulf, accidentally shot down an Iranian commercial airliner some years ago.